Tasha Frazier Show is brought to you by
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tasha Frazier Show. Okay, you guys, my hair, I don't know what's happening right now. We're just going to go with the whole natural wild look thing. We're going to do that. But anyway, I'm super excited. It is Tuesday. It is my show. Yay. But what's more exciting for me is that I get to showcase the beautiful delegates that are going to be competing in the upcoming Mrs. Globe competition, which is at the end of this month. So it's like game time. So it's getting serious here. But as Mrs. Curvey 2020, I was like, I think I'm going to do a special little highlight on all the delegates who wanted to be spotlighted. And this episode is the third Mrs. Globe Countdown series episode. And what's exciting about it is that it's all Curvey delegates. So I want to take a moment of silence because that's my division. It's the dopest division, and that's what I'm going to say about that. So I'm really, really excited to interview these ladies. We have three beautiful queens, delegates, who are vying for the title of Mrs. Curvey Globe and Mrs. Curvey USofA. And then we also have a special high-profile guest, and that is the very first Mrs. Curvey Globe, and she is going to be chatting with us as well. All right, so I know they're in the virtual green room and we kind of went over everything, so don't get to be nervous. You guys, if I keep messing with my hair, I don't want you to judge me because I can see myself, therefore I can see that my hair is crazy, but that's fine. All right, so the first person, oh wait, hold on, we got some, oh, look at that, okay. Oh, Teresa saying hi to everybody. I love her. She is Mrs. Curvey Classique Globe 2020. And I'm excited for everyone to be able to hear from these lovely ladies. All right, so the first person that I'm going to be bringing to share this screen with me, the virtual screen with me, is going to be the beautiful Curvey, California, Crystal Meza. Hi.
Excited to be here.
I'm excited that you're here. Look, you just look so happy.
I am happy. I'm blessed.
Well, that's good. I mean, wow, you are absolutely beautiful. And I'm excited that I think you actually, didn't you win some type of a competition voting thing? And then can you tell us about that a little bit?
Well, I know you have some questions for me that I will be tying that into, actually. But
so you don't want to answer it now?
I was the nominated winner, so that's why I'm here.
Okay,
more details.
I won't mess up the plan. Okay, fine. All right. She's like, so actually, I'm not ready to answer that yet. Okay, I love it. You already have the Curvey vibeitude, as we would call it. All right, well then in that case, everybody, since she's not answering my question yet until I actually put the official one up there, we're going to go ahead and start with the first question for you. And that is, why did you choose to compete in Mrs. Curvey Globe? Of course, there's pageants all over the world, and embracing curves has kind of become a thing, in the last decade. So out of all the pageants you could have chosen, why did you, other than the fact that we're the best, but other than that, why did you choose to be a part of the Curvey Globe competition?
Well, it's a great story that has to do with your previous question. So actually, I was the nominated queen winner, which was a contest put on by the Mrs. Globe organization to kind of recruit and market the system. And I had a friend nominate me, and I thought, yeah, sure, I have the worst luck, don't win anything, not even at the carnival, so sure. I went to the Zoom, I heard about it, and then I was like, wow, they do amazing things, but originally I was not the winner. I was the first runner up, and the winner unfortunately couldn't make it. So of course I was like, sure, I'll take it. But it was crazy because I had just had surgery again on my ankle. I'm trying to fix my walking process for the third time. So I was like, wow, I'm gonna believe in God and the universe because I won first runner up and now I'm the winner. And I don't know if I'm gonna recover in time, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna say yes. So I told Laura, let's talk. I asked her questions. I took it, and I'm honestly so thankful for winning because I really, really think that I would not be in the proper headspace if it wasn't for me preparing for this pageant. I'm at the gym. I'm going to physical therapy. I'm working on my mental health. And it was because I had such a short time to literally start walking again after so
Wow.
many years of struggling. So I feel like this was it. This was the universe. This was God. And I was supposed to be here.
Okay, so that was excellent. And I can see now why you didn't want to answer the first question. So I feel like that was awesome. And I, as you've learned, probably being a part of the Globe family and even interacting with Dr. Tracy, like we're really big on like the universe and really big on, divine interventions and placements and strategic timing and all of that. So it's always, you never know what could happen, right? You never know how it could all play out. And obviously you were the person that was meant to represent the great state of California. All right,
Yeah.
so awesome. And you're gonna have to have a lot of pressure since it's being hosted in California. So like everyone's gonna expect you to be amazing. No pressure. Okay. Right. I'm just saying,
I
kinda
work
like
well under pressure. It's okay.
yeah, it's like good. Then this will work out well for you. This will be good. So all right. So my next question for you is if you could speak to the judges directly. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. I keep touching my weave. Okay. Um, but if you could talk to the judges directly, like have that one-on-one quiet moment, just Crystal, the judges, I want you to know this about me. What would you say?
I would simply say I am ready. And I say that because it's been such a long process and so little time. And in seeing how the WIN Foundation, the Mrs. Globe organization, the Reclaiming Me courses, how much it's developed me and pushed me to address traumas that I had to overcome. And I was in an abusive relationship in my early 20s. And I just said that out loud for the first time because of the
Mm,
courses. So knowing that it changed my life, not only physically and pushing me to recover with my ankle, but pushing me to really address the traumas I had to overcome. And I'm ready to be a testimony of that and help women along the journey to find their missing planks in their life. And I'm just so thankful.
well, alrighty then. If I was a judge, I would say amen to that. And when people hear like I am a WIN spokeswoman, right? It sounds really pretty, and they say it, but they don't understand that sometimes it's actually a lifestyle. It's like a way of operating, and way of understanding. So it's awesome that you've taken the time to be a part of the classes and actually really experience it for yourself. I don't know if there's any other world queens that have graduated, but I know that I graduated from the program last year, and that's like a huge thing for me. I'm very, very proud of myself for doing that. And so as a reigning queen, it pushed me more in what I was doing and what I was raising money for and all of that. I think a lot of people don't understand, like Mrs. Globe is to the WIN Foundation that like Microsoft is to like the Children's Miracle Network, right?
Yes.
So we are the ones who get the funding vehicle so that women can get help for close to nothing, right? Things that would cost hundreds of dollars, they're getting healing for. And so I'm glad you've been able to benefit from it, but I also think it's going to make a big deal in how you reign, representing California and potentially the United States of America. So nice. Congratulations. Proud of you. Sounds like you've been kind of doing like a physical, spiritual healing, like parallel situation going on.
Yes, and I mean, I wanted to go into this a little more later on, but I've always served communities. I grew up in government housing. I grew up in food stamps. I grew up with so much help from other people. And that's why it's my life's work to give back
Mm.
to anyone I can. But this has been different for me because I realized I can't help women in this particular category and all this until I really fixed myself. So now I feel like I am unstoppable. I I I can't I'm ready. I mean, I don't know. Something inside me really woke up and I'm embracing it. It's scary. It's a process, but I mean, I have no choice but to just embrace it.
Girl, I got goosebumps. I love it. I love hearing that you are ready. Oftentimes people are like, and it is scary, like potentially representing the entire country against other countries and then raising money so women can be healed all around the world. It's kind of a big deal.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, All right. And then your last question is, what do you plan to do? I think I kind of hear having some ideas, but I want to know practically, if you get the title of USofA Globe, besides showing up in Palm Springs in 2023 to defend the United States against the other countries, besides that, what do you have planned?
Well, there's a few things I have planned, but I think number one would be starting on not just recruiting women to the Mrs. Globe pageant, but recruiting women into the Reclaiming Me courses. I love to be in a class I take Tuesday nights with Dr. Jenny. And I feel like I love the classes when there's more women there. You just feel the support, the love, and you're not alone. So I feel like really working on recruiting more women into those classes, because they are definitely life-changing in all aspects. And not only that, is I would really focus on volunteering. I already reached 2,000 volunteer hours. I received multiple presidential awards. So really just continuing to give back to just not only California, but I'm ready to take it on a national level and represent the USofA title. And that would be another thing. The last thing would be preparing myself as Miss Curvey USofA to go on to the next year and walk away as Miss Curvey Globe.
Okay, sis. Okay. I love it. I mean, I am very inspired by you. I'm very proud of you. I mean, you took the challenge, and most people will be like, oh, maybe next year, I'm recovering. And, people that want something, people that maybe aren't sure of something, right? They make an excuse, but people that want something, they make a way. And it looks like you have made a way to represent the great state of California in just a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Girl.
As much as I say I'm ready, the dress isn't ready. We don't have a dress yet.
I can't.
But mentally, emotionally, I am ready. All the other stuff, they'll get it'll fall in place, I hope.
Well, I'll tell you this, that when it comes to competing, it's the woman that's inside all the garments, right, that ultimately shines. And I've been in pageantry for a long time, and I've won in $50 gowns. I've won in $1,600 gowns. Like, I really think that, it's you. And if you bring even a percentage of what you brought to this interview, I think you're going to be just fine. All right. Well, thank you so much, Crystal. I really appreciate you. Please stay in the green room so you can watch your sisters do their interviews. But I appreciate you. I'm excited to meet you in just a few short weeks, and keep shining and keep being prepared and keep being ready.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Tasha.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Dang. Whew. Competition's going to be stiff, you guys. OMG. Okay. I'm excited, though. I love it, because when things level up, like from Alicia competing her year and then me competing my year, and then the next year, it's like when things level up, that's a good sign, because women understand just how important this opportunity is. All right. So the next person I'm going to be interviewing, hold on a second, you guys. I don't have my glasses on, so you already know I'm going to lean into the screen and do what I do. But it is the Curvey West Coast Classique, Julie. Okay, Julie, don't let me mess up your name. Delgadillo, right? She's nodding at me in the virtual green room. She says what I said is right. Yay!
Hello, everyone. Hello, Tasha.
You're frozen. Oh, there you go. You were frozen like this, like you were taking like one of those pictures down Magic Mountain. You're like, and the screen was frozen.
Well, pageantry is a roller coaster. So
see, I love it.
Brace yourself for the ride.
That's how you work it all in. Awesome. Yes. Well, Julie, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm excited to see you back. Yes. That's a big deal. I have a feeling that's going to be a part of your answer. So I'm not even going to, I learned from, your queen sister earlier to apparently just ask the questions, because you guys are not going to respond until it's the time of the question. All right. So let's just pick it up.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me on. This is exciting. I'm excited to see you. I'm excited to be here and to represent Curvey. Woo woo.
And Curvey Classique. I was going to say.
Yes, Curvey Classique at that.
Exactly. Like, I love that. So I want to know, why did you choose to compete, let's say in the first place, 2021, and then what is bringing the beautiful Julie back in 2022?
So why did I decide to compete? The first time I decided to compete was I was ready to do something on a bigger scale. I wanted to do something a little more exciting. And when I signed up, I wasn't sure what I had signed up for. And I went I Googled, not Google, I went to YouTube and I looked up Mrs. Globe and I was like, wow. And it did not disappoint. Mrs. Globe is such a gorgeous, just such a, oh my God, it's glam all day. The events, everything is gorgeous. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to have so much fun with this. And whatever God's will is for my life is what it's going to be. And so I'm luckily to have met so many amazing women, including yourself. And honestly, I came back because I thought, this is the time. I kind of had that slump of COVID and I was like, it's time to come back. It's time to do something, a little more just to kind of get glammed up because, with COVID and everything, it's like we're stuck in our houses or we're stuck at work. I'm ready to get dolled up because, this Globe gives you the opportunity to dress up every day and look gorgeous. And also to be a role model for women size 12 and women over 40 to show you that if I can do it, girlfriend, you can do it too. And I can train you or Tasha can train you. We can get you on that stage because it's so much fun.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And it's cool because you are in the Classique division, which I think you have to be 45 or more mature to be in that division. And more seasoned. And you look amazing. I mean, honestly, the Classique division overall in the Mrs. Globe system, these ladies are, I'm like, I think I would feel better competing against the Globe people than the Classique ones. At that point, they've gone through some life, they've done some stuff, they know how to move. They're just elegant, and so I love that there is a Classique Curvey division as well, just honoring women that have spent a little bit more time on this earth, and they're still glamorous and beautiful. And you're correct. Like the Globe experience is very. It is my first experience. I was like, this is crazy. Like we're eating steak and fish and everything's glamorous. And
it is second to none. It really is one of those experiences that you're like, wow, I get all this for what I paid for it. I told Laura, I'm like, Laura, we need to raise price because everything you get. It's just incredible.
It's true. It is true. As a former pageant director, I was like, I don't know how they're doing this. With what, I'm like trying to figure that out. But it is, if you've never done a pageant before, you probably don't have this understanding of it. But just know, everyone watching, trust me and believe it is a very star-studded event, and I too am very much looking forward to being there with you in Palm Springs. So my next question for you, Julie, is, and I can't wait to hear this answer from you. If you had the judges in a room alone, Julie Delgadillo style, what would you share with them?
Well, I'm also going to say kind of what Crystal said. I'm ready. I'm ready to do this because I know first and foremost that the Win Foundation is what's transformed my life. And I know that you can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. You got to be in those classes. And in order to get to that place of like, I know who I am and I know where I'm going and I know where I want to be, you got to get through where you got to really know where you're at. And the Win Foundation actually has done that for me. And I know that as a representative of the Win Foundation, I can knock Globe out of the park. Let's go. Let's do this together and let me help you raise some money doing it and get more women involved. Because I think it's one of those programs that you don't know what you have until you're there, and you don't know what you're holding until it comes up and you're ready to release it. And when you do, there's so much freedom at that. So much freedom. So much freedom.
That is very well said. And I always have something to say and I don't have anything to say. So very well said, Julie. I love it. All right. I know. I'm like, what do I comment? Nothing. Okay. All right. Let me go to some of the comments here. You are getting all kinds of yes. Love that. Well said.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Teresa. Welcome. Teresa, she's
Hi,
last week, so she's amped to see that represented. I love it. All right. So, and your final question is, what's your plan, Miss Julie?
Oh, my plan. So, Tasha, you and I both know that preparation and planning doesn't start the day you win. Preparation starts the day you sign up or the day you decide you want to be in pageantry. So I have a system called Crown. It's cultivating relationships, get ready and stay ready, seize every opportunity, win. And when I say win, I don't mean go out and win the pageant. I mean, have a winning attitude, because a winning attitude will leaps and bounds you to the next thing that you have to do. And then also, don't be afraid to network. Get out there and network, because that can open doors of opportunity. It can help you recruit. It can help you raise money. It can help put you in the right place at the right time with the right people, because we know that in pageantry, the directors aren't always there to help you find your own appearances. Sometimes you got to go out there. And if people know who you are, they're going to be like, let me call Julie. She'd be a great representative. And I want to be the one that they choose to say, we can send Julie, because we know that she's going to be the best representative. And she'll probably bring a sister queen along with her and recruit somebody while she's there, or bring a check.
Bring a body or bring a check. I love it.
Yes.
But it's true though. And I love that you talked about representation. I think that, yes, Mrs. Globe is glamorous and it's beautiful and it's all these things, and and beauty sales and all that stuff and that and everything else. But I also know at the core though that the purpose of Mrs. Globe is to fund the vehicle that helps women all around the world to heal from their narcissistic, trauma and other kinds of trauma. And there's not just Reclaiming Me. She has a ton of different programs for people women that are aging, for all kinds of things. So it's not just a one-dimensional programs that are offered through the Women in Need Foundation. And I think that it's very important that people understand they're representing something, beyond themselves, that everything should be bigger picture. I love what you said, because when people think about, everyone's like, hey, queen, you're a queen. But I'm like, historically, a queen was like the person who would go to the king on the behalf of the people. Right. So the king was up there like from upon high and do this and do that. And so let it be written. But the queen was the one who would oftentimes go into the highways and byways and go amongst the people and find out what their needs were and see how she could, help, just very similar to like the first lady in the United States or in other countries. And so when you say you're a queen, you realize that means you have to roll your sleeves up, right?
Absolutely.
You actually have to do something. Very rarely were queens just sitting like, even the ones who didn't have husbands. Queen Elizabeth was all in everybody's mix, okay? So I'm just remembering.
Tasha, it's also not, you don't have to win a crown or have a crown to make a difference. It helps and it opens doors, but as a title holder, we have the same responsibility. We have the same responsibility to forward the mission of the pageant and get out there, share who we are, what we do, and help other women. I can't say that I empower women and that I'm about women if I'm not out there doing the actual work, one, to get myself better and to bring someone along with me. So that's part of it.
You heard her, you guys. She said, bring a body or bring a check. Okay. That is what you need to do. I love it. That's going to be Dr. Tracy. I know when you watch this later, you're going to love that. So if you ain't bringing a person, you better bring a check. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Actually, I'm not kidding, but that's awesome. I love that. All right. Julie, thank you so much for letting me interview you and just see you again. I know that I was able to kind of get to know you last season, and I'm so excited when I saw you pop up. I'm like, oh my God. I love that. That's a huge testament when someone is a returning delegate, when it's like the first time I was like, ooh, but when you come back, that is actually the true testament of a quality system and a quality experience. And so I'm so happy to see your face again, but you already know that means you better step it up. Sorry, I got to get my coach hat on. You better step
I love it. Yes, I do. I do know. And here's the thing. We can only get better than what we were. We have to strive. And sometimes a loss is a win,
Yeah.
And to me, I didn't come home, walk away with the title last year, but you know what? I walked away with a lot of lessons, a lot of things to learn, and I grew, and I knew there was still a lot of growth and things that I needed to do for myself, because it's going to make me, or it's made me, a better woman, a more responsible woman, and someone who can say, let's go. We're coming. We're going to do this. Bring a check, bring a checkbook or credit card.
I love it. And I thank you for all your fundraising.
Thank you, Tasha.
For your service and everything, because truth be told, when I first came into, actually what attracted me to Globe was the WIN Foundation, actually, because I was looking for kind of like an icing on the cake of my own healing journey. And it definitely was the icing. Yeah. But at the time in my life, things were very challenging for me financially. And I was able to be sponsored initially into the program, and that's because of the fundraising of queens like yourself, queens like me, and those who have gone before us and those who are with us, that I was able to get healing and still attend those classes, even though I didn't have the money to do it at the time. And so that's something that we have to all remember, that that's what this is about, and she could easily be charging $200 to $300 per hour per person,
Yes.
per, but her heart is for healing, right? And so I'm grateful for the Mrs. Globe pageant that challenges us to raise money. So someone like myself, who initially had to get help to be able to go to classes, ended up sponsoring 3 other people, right, in the future, and being able to get back. So I'm grateful for that, and thank you for everything you're doing. Julie, I can't wait to see you bring your A game in a couple weeks and hug you.
I'm excited to see you too, and I'm excited to meet everyone, and thank you so much.
Of course, my pleasure. You're awesome. Stay in the green room if you can. Okay. Oh my God, it just okay. So anyway, I'm super excited. That's great. She's also in California. So again, a lot of pressure for the California ladies to represent their state strong. Now, our next guest, bless her heart, it is very late where she's at, because she is in India, this beautiful woman representing Curvy women for the country of India. I'm super, super excited to bring her on. I'm going to do this right. I don't see you. Uh-oh. Deep T, what happened? Okay. No, wrong person. Just kidding. So this is what happens when you don't wear your glasses and you're the producer, you're everything. So I just 100% am retarded. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Here she is. She's smiling at me, probably going, Tasha, what is wrong with you? Like, that's not even my screen. There she is. See, there you go. So this is the elegance of a queen. I'm a little rough around the edges, I think. And look at her, just looking beautiful, smiling, and not making fun of me for clicking the wrong screen.
Thank you, Tasha, for having me. I am super excited to be here. I am representing India, but I am in US. I am in East Coast, Charlotte.
Okay.
But I am proud to represent women of India.
That is wonderful. I love it. I love it. And I'm so excited. I mean, you have just been super involved. I mean, I loved your choose you statement. Like, you're just on top of everything. And I think you are a beautiful representation. I think that the Indian people are so beautiful. I mean, a young girl that I used to mentor, she actually was first runner up at oh my gosh, Miss World. Miss World? Yes. I messed up. Okay, anyway. Sorry. But she's a beautiful, her and her mother, beautiful Indian girl. And even though she was representing America, because her family's here, yeah. She constantly blows me away, educates me on everything. And I'm excited to learn more about you. And I'm so grateful that you've chosen to represent your beautiful country at the Curvey Globe competition. Woo! All right. Okay, so your first question is, why did you choose to compete?
Well, the reason I chose to be part of Mrs. Global Curvey is the Win Foundation, right? So when I was given an opportunity, okay, this is the pageant that we would be sending you. What do you think about it? So when I looked at the website, I went through the resources, I went through everything, right? So Win was the one thing that got my attention. So domestic violence, empowering women, right? We all talk about it. There are so many platforms out there that talk day in, day out, but we don't understand the actual meaning of empowerment, right? So empowerment comes from within. It's so important for us to see where we stand, right? How strong we are. We don't get to see that every day. I struggle day in, day out to see whether I am strong or not, right? So I would like to be at a place, I would like women to be at a place where we don't need any assertion or any kind of affirmation, right? Saying that you are strong, you are empowered, right? That should come from within. So Win Foundation is doing that. Over the years, I am in my 40s. Over the years, I have been trying to see how do I empower myself, right? I have beautiful family that supports me. Growing up, I didn't had that support from my parents. I grew up by myself, mostly in boarding, right? So I know the road and the path that it takes and where it takes you, right? And how it crushes you, that you lose the strength and you don't think you are empowered, right? But that empowerment stays within you. So me choosing this platform is to make sure that all the women out there who feel the same way that I feel, I should be an inspiration, and I can give them a hand and give them any kind of help to empower themselves and to say, yes, we are enough, right? We don't need anybody else.
Yeah, girl, I love that. No, I mean, and that's so powerful. I think society has made us believe that we need external people to validate who we are. And I used to believe that, right? Like how many likes or who follows or who says I'm pretty or who does this, right? You know, and then eventually I was like, wait a minute. You know, I think I'm going to be my own hero. I think I can be my own motivation. I think the fact that I've gotten up every day and raised my kids and made it through this and survived that, like, wait a minute, I'm kind of a big deal, even if nobody else thinks that, right? And you become invincible. You become invincible because now you're no longer impacted by what other people think and other people do and other people's perception of you. And I think that's so powerful that you have gone on that journey, and that's something that you are steadfast in showing and representing India and representing women in general, especially curvy women, because you know, in a lot of different in a lot of different cultures, it's like, oh, you're fat, or oh, you're not this, no, you're not that. Girl, you're a whole international beauty queen. Okay, I wish they would try to say something. So, you know, and that's why this space has been created, because you know, queens don't come in a certain size and a certain demographic.
That is right. That's right. And I think that is very important for people who are around us, that pageantry is not about, when I entered the world of pageantry, I'm still trying to learn a lot. There's a lot to learn about pageantry. It's not as simple as it seems, right? So for most of the people, okay, why are you doing this? What would you get out of it? What is the end result, right? I'm not doing it for anything. I'm doing it for myself. And maybe somebody looking at me may be benefited. They may see, okay, if she can do it, I can do it, right? It's not about to show I'm beautiful. It's not about I am superior to anybody. No, it's about me getting out of my comfort zone, putting myself out there, right? It takes a lot to go out and stand in front of people and talk about yourself, right? Because we always stay in a cocoon saying, okay, we don't have to talk about it. I don't want to say, okay, somebody disrespected me, somebody just came up to me, said something to me, right? We normally don't have the guts to say, okay, why did you pass that comment to me, right? Who gave you the right to pass that comment, right? So I think this platform, it is empowering everyone, specifically in the Curvey part of it, saying that, okay, it doesn't matter which size you are, right? It does not matter, because people need to see you not physically who you are, but who you are. I think it's very important for everybody to see the person not physically, okay, your eyes are beautiful or your figure is beautiful. No. Because that's going to go away.
I want people to see my curves.
The person itself stays.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I hear you. And I think, you know, giving validating a person based on their physical appearance, I think is a problem. But acknowledging it, you know, and saying it, like, for example, someone was telling me, oh, I don't see color and I'm colorblind. I said, oh, no, I want you to see my color. I just want you to know that it's not less than yours, right? So I don't mind that you see my curves. I just need you to know it doesn't disqualify me to be a queen, that it doesn't mean that I'm less than you. So it's okay if you recognize these things about me, but understand that these are qualifications. These are things that set me apart, that allow me to reach people that you probably can't reach, right?
Correct.
You know, and so that's very powerful.
You have such a beautiful personality. You bring you are full of life, right? How does color impact? It does not impact.
Right.
It does not impact.
Absolutely. And that's something you're going to see in Palm Springs. I mean, every race, every size, every, you know, and it's a beautiful representation of what the world is. And understanding, though, that we're all women and we all worry about the same things. I mean, you know, it's funny because Alicia, who will be on a little bit later, her and I did an interview and we were talking about how being backstage with people who are half your size, they're worried about the same things we're worried about. You know, doesn't matter what size you are. Like you could be this big or you could be this big, and we're both going, oh my God, do I look fat? Like it doesn't matter, you know, because we're women. And I think that's ultimately what needs to be remembered. And you're going to feel that, you're going to see that. You know, there's no isolation, there's no segregation, and we all compete together. We're all there together, and it's a very beautiful experience. Now let's move on to your next question. Is if you could speak to the judges alone, what would you want to share with them?
I would say I'm here, right? Again, I know it's a repetitive answer, but again, I want to be present there and I'm ready to be present there. It's been a very long journey for me to be here, right? So I've been trying to get into this pageant since last 2 years, right? So the previous pageant that got me a delegate as a delegate to this pageant, right? That was scheduled to happen in 2021. And the whole 2021 went through due to COVID, right? And we were like, okay, when it is happening? When is it happening? When is it happening, right? And then ultimately it happened in January, right? I was crowned Mrs. Curvey like 3 days back, right, in India. I just came back 2 days back to US, right? So it's been a roller coaster. In between, I had my spine surgery. I am not able to physically like do whatever I was doing previously in 2020, right? So there are a lot of so when I went for the pageant, there was lot of restriction on my shoulder movement, right? I was not able to raise my hands and all, right? So I've been going through physical therapy. You can see the scar here. So I'm still going through it. I don't feel ready, but I am ready mentally, right? So it's like every day I get up and I say, yes, I am ready. Like my daughter was asking me yesterday, right, Mom, did you always wanted to be a model? When she's one person who is so happy to see all the crowns and okay, your pictures and all, right? And no, I never wanted to be a model. I had no confidence to go on a stage and talk to people. I had no confidence to wear a body hugging dress. I never used to.
Girl, you better wear that body hugging dress.
I never wore a jeans till I was like in my 20s, right? Because I was always, no, you are bigger. You shouldn't be wearing it, right? It's not appropriate. But today I am ready. It doesn't matter what I am wearing, how I am looking. If I feel beautiful, I am beautiful. So yes, I am ready.
Right.
Yes.
Take notes on that, you guys. If you feel beautiful, you are beautiful. I love that. Like I okay, so I may or may not steal that from you. You should try to trademark it before I do. No, I mean I love that. You know, if I feel beautiful, then I am beautiful. And what's so crazy is we're taught that if other people think we're beautiful, then we must be beautiful. And so I love that you have a different mindset about that and the inspiration you are to your daughter, right? You know, I think
she's
it's
my
so
inspiration. Cool. She is one person. When I told her yesterday, no, I was not, nobody ever told me I was beautiful. And she was in tears and she came and she gave me a hug. Mom, you are beautiful. I don't think having big hips or a bigger body is a problem, right? It's beautiful. So I don't think I need anything beyond that. And seriously,
I love you.
Who needs anything else? And I'm proud to raise such a kid, right, who appreciates and says, okay, Mom, you are here, you're doing everything, and you're doing this also, right? So I'm proud of you. I don't think I need anything else.
She's like, I think I'm beautiful.
No, I don't. I'm already a winner. I don't think I need a crown because I got the biggest compliment.
I love it. I love it too. Like, so, I mean, you know, I'm already amazing, but I'm going to still come. I love it. You are, oh my gosh, I love that. And that's really the energy that we need. You know, I'm not going to give it too much away, so hopefully Laura doesn't get mad at me, but my favorite class in the boot camp. So if you're not going to boot camp, you need to try to go. But she talks about the difference between a winner and a participant. And my favorite thing that I won't give it all away, but one of the things she says is that, you know, a participant is looking for something from the pageant to gain, but a winner brings something to the pageant. and so that's really what I hear actually from all three of you guys tonight is what you have to bring to the table. And I think that is so powerful because you're not looking for something, you're not hoping to gain, you want to give, and I think when you're not looking to gain and you're ready to give, that you are ready to bear the title. So that is very powerful. And I love that. Now, your last question is, what's your game plan should you win?
So my game plan is to give back to the community. That has always been my calling. I have not been able to do much about it, but I'm hoping if I win and I'm given this platform, I want to give all that I have to the community back. I have in the family, in my friend circle, and at workplace, right? Women, we are so hesitant to talk about what is going on with us day in, day out. We are hesitant to talk about depression. We are hesitant to talk about our feelings. We are hesitant to talk about any kind of abuse that is happening, whether it is a verbal abuse or it is a physical abuse or it is a monetary abuse, right? I would want women to know there are resources out there. It's a matter of time that you have the courage to say, I need help, right? And you will get that help. So specifically in Indian community, it's a big no-no, right? Talking about divorce or talking about separation, it's a very big thing still. Even though we have come so far, but still back in India, if you go and talk about it, oh no, why? It's a big why, and there is no answer to that why, because it is how it is, right? If you are not comfortable in a relationship, whether it is an intimate relationship or it is your partner or whoever it is, right? Or if it is a workplace, I think we need to have that courage to stand up and say, no, I cannot take it. This is not right.
Yes.
And I want to provide that kind of platform. I'm working towards becoming a wellness coach. I want to provide that mental health support to women out there, right? That I never got. I still have to go to the doctor to get my depression medication and all, right? Oh, I'm not feeling good and this and that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Totally.
Go back 10 milligrams. I'm just saying.
Go out and say, I am a human being, right?
Yes.
I do so much for everybody. It's okay if I am crumbling and I'm trembling and I'm going to fall, and it's okay.
Yes.
But I would like to create a community of women that are there to support without any judgment, right? So that's my game plan. That has always been my dream, that there should be some kind of support system, right? I know there is a lot out there, but there are so many women still who are they're not comfortable going out there, right? So I want to create a community where people can come and talk and without any judgment, and it's a no judgment zone.
I love that. And it sounds like you're definitely in alignment with the mission of, the WIN Foundation and even Mrs. Glow providing a international platform for women. And since you're vying for the world title of Mrs. Curvey, I think that message, it goes all around the world. I mean, there's so many countries and continents, including the US, where women are still fighting for their space, and they're still trying to, like you just said, if you're overcoming whether it's divorce or separation and realizing that you're not less of a person, you're not a horrible person because this happened, you're still a woman that's worthy, that is valuable. And I think that message will resonate with so many women all around the world. And that's what's so important, I think, about when you're competing in a world level, is understanding what the world needs, right? Understanding, having and things like mental health and having self-love and valuing yourself. Those are things that are never going to go away, right? No matter where you come from, I don't care what country you're from, I don't care what continent you're in, I don't care what you look like, I don't care if you're short, you're tall, you're big, you're small. those are things that are always going to be topics of concern and need for women. So
Yeah,
your head and your direction is definitely in the right space. I am so excited to
I
see you
appreciate it.
shine. I can't wait to see your costume. I'm not gonna lie, like your international
Oh.
costume. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I know that whatever you do is going to be beautiful, and I just can't wait to meet you and thank you for representing India. Thank you for
No,
choosing us.
the pleasure is all mine. I am very excited to be in Palm Springs. I'm looking forward to meet all you beautiful women out there, right? And learn as much as I can. It doesn't matter whether I win it or not. As I said, right, I am already a winner. So,
I love your attitude. I'm a self-proclaimed winner, just so you guys know. So I don't know what pageant you're doing, but Deepti's doing her own, and she's like,
I
love
love
that. I
your
really love
energy,
it.
Tasha. You are so awesome.
Oh, likewise. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love seeing how the Curvey has grown and become so diverse, and I just can't wait. So I'm excited to meet you in just like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. And I encourage you to stay back in the virtual green room
Yes.
because you're definitely not going to miss this next interview that we have coming up.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, my pleasure. Oh my God, she's so cute. I love it. I love this. I mean, I'm really blown away just by the women that have spoke tonight, the women on the previous show, and then of course Jamila kicking us off with the series. And this was just so important to me to do this, right? Because in pageantry, you get these few seconds on the stage to kind of prove yourself, and I really wanted to be able to provide an opportunity for the women to those that wanted to be able to express other sides of them, right? That maybe the audience and the judges may not see. So again, thank you so much for Curvey, California, Curvey, West Coast Classique, yes, and Curvey, India. But last but not least, I am super excited. I love this girl. I love Beyond. I just love her. We have the beautiful Alicia Close that is going to be joining me. And of course, because this is like Curvey takeover, like what would it be without having the very first Mrs. Curvey Globe on the show? Like, I feel like it would have just been wrong to be not have you involved. I mean, you would have forgiven me for it, but I just feel like
Thank you for asking me. No, I loved it. I love it. I love it.
you're so cute. I love your little bun, like middle of that thingy.
Different, yeah. Thank
You
you.
look cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm putting Alicia on the hot seat, but a little bit differently because I think it's just, I love her story and I love how she trailblazed this division. And if there wasn't Alicia Close, there would not be us. That's just the facts. So because of that, I'm going to put your little rotating banner up here. Look at that. I'm so nice. Okay. So I want to know, like, and you got to give us like the backstory too. Okay. Like why you chose to compete. This is really great, you guys. Like I'm telling you. Okay, go on.
Okay. So it was great. First of all, I loved listening to all the delegates talk. It's great. I like everybody's little bit of backstory and getting to know them and listening to why they chose to compete. That always hits my heartstrings a little bit. And it's great. I loved it so much. So I liked when Crystal said the universe, I was supposed to be here, right? You know, when you're supposed to just be somewhere at the right time in the right place, you get that little hit in the heart and you're like, I'm supposed to do this, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So there was no Curvey title when I competed the first time in my first pageant. I competed at Miss Globe in China, right? And
that were like this.
Yeah, size 14, right? All the women from around the world. In a bathing suit. Let's just start right there.
You did it, though.
I did it. Yeah. I as well, I'm just gonna, it's Deep T said, right? I am enough. And I did not think that I did not deserve to be on that stage with the other women. Doesn't matter what size I am. And so I showed up, wore my bathing suit in China. And even though it was a size 14 and some of those girls were a size 4, it was fine. I still showed up. I didn't stop competing. I didn't get there and be like, no, that's fine. Equally fine, exactly as I am. as God made me like this, right? And so at the end of the day, at the end of the competition, I competed. I did all the things, and I loved every minute of it. My very first pageant, like Mrs. Canada, the Canadian Cup. So I'm from Canada, sorry. So my name is Alicia Flores. Sorry, hi my first pageant was in Canada first, and then I competed as the Great North title in China, right? And then I realized there was a lack in the system, if that makes sense, right? Not in the system as much. I just felt like there was a place at the table that should have been a seat. There was a gap that there should be a chair, right? And so I did not know this was not a thing, because apparently I just do my own thing sometimes. And so I just phoned Dr. Tracy after the pageant. And I said, that's what you do, I guess. No, not really, but this is what I did. And I said, can I, all right. Well, I messaged her and I said, oh, can I request a call? And I think she thought that I was complaining about something, that I had an issue. And I did not. And I said, so then she's like, yes, of course you can. Of course you can call me. Please schedule it this time at this day. And I'm like, yeah, please, for sure. So then this was in March after the pageant. The pageant ended in December of 2018. So it was now December of 2018. This is now March of 2019. And so I said, I'm just saying that you're leaving a lot of money and people out, money on the table and beautiful women out. There's a whole demographic of beautiful, confident, vivacious women around the world that should be on this stage. I felt that I was a minority in that group, as in there was not enough of us. Like I'm curvy and there was not enough curvy women there. And because of that, people were like, I didn't feel like, people were like, oh, the t-shirt's not going to fit you. And I'm like, I'll make it work. I'll put a tank top underneath. Like, I didn't care, but there should have been t-shirts for me. There should have been a place to table.
As a bra, I do not care.
I didn't care. I was like, go, I got a white tank top. I'll put a white thing underneath my white t-shirt. I'll make my t-shirt look longer. I didn't care. Like, it was fine. I'll make this work. I'm here to compete, right? Like, but it was fine. But there was not a place for curvy women there. There was nothing in my size. The choreographer's like, you're a big girl, you're beautiful, but I'm gonna be in the back. I'm like, then move me. And then he laughed and I laughed. And then he's like, you're fine, I'll leave you in the front. But then I'm not a good dancer, so I just got moved to a different division. Anyway, it was fine. That's a whole, but it was funny, and then we became friends and it was fine. But it was like, I was there to compete, right? And so I wasn't going to let someone else say, you're not good enough to be here, because I'm fine. I came to compete. And so then Tracy and I had a conversation and I said, I think you should have a plus size division. She goes, I hate that word. I'm like, well, I didn't make the word. Sorry. Right. And she's like, well, we're developing the Classique division still, because the Classique is more of a baby than the Globe division. Globe was first, then Classique, right? So Classique. She's like, so maybe in a couple of years we will revisit this idea. I'm like, perfect. I'm just saying that if you need help, or if you want someone to give you some ideas, or maybe a size guideline that's actually full figured, let me know. Right. And we'll go from there. And she's like, okay, that's great. I'll let you know. And then Laura called me in May and said, we're going to do the Curvy division and we want you to compete for Canada. I'm like, okay, wait, that's in 6.
We went from 2 years to 2 months.
Yeah, and then competing in 6 weeks, right?
Right.
And I was like, oh, well, let me talk to my husband. And can I wear the same dress as I wore in China? I've only ever done one pageant in my whole life. I don't know. This is all new to me, right? So, and then, yeah, I came and competed and I won the first division. So that was the very first. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think there's always a beginning story to everything that happens, right? And I just want to say thank you for having the courage to do that, because one, you competed. I think you're probably maybe one of the only people of your size, body type to be on that stage in the 25 years it's been around, right?
Well, there might have been more. They're just not as boisterous as me.
Yeah, or maybe not as open, right? To say something. And I think, and I'm glad that you were the right person to say, okay, so listen, and this is something that's being, left out. And having been a part of probably every major plus pageant system that's been out there, prior to this, one thing that I love is that they don't, excuse me, sorry, they don't change the quality. Sorry, guys. They don't change the quality because it's Curvey. It's like literally the exact same brand, the same expectation, the same beautiful presentation, all of that. I'm so sorry. And so I love that. And that's the thing that I think I was more excited about, was that oftentimes other plus experiences, it's like a step down, or it's not as prestigious, or it's not as glamorous, or it's not this. And so being a part of Globe and just seeing that the effort, the energy, the branding, the expectations are like equal, I was like, yes, because that is something that was very exciting for me, to be able to be treated and be presented in that way, not like I'm less than, right? Because people like you and I have fought to make sure that doesn't happen, that doesn't happen, And so I thank you. I always thank you about opening that door, because if you didn't, then there wouldn't be a me, and there wouldn't be the next person or the next person, and in this system specifically. And so I thank you for that. But okay, so what I would like for you to do at this point is I would like for you to share any advice that you have for those who are vying for either the USofA title or the Curvey Globe title. What advice do you have? However you want to share it.
Okay, so walk in the door as if you're already wearing the crown, for starters. So like, you don't show up in hot rollers and sweatpants. Let's start with that, right? Even to rehearsal, you show up ready for the day as if you were already a queen. So you show up on point. Like, let's just start with that, because you're representing a brand, right? And you are a brand.
Yeah.
So even though you're not necessarily being judged, you're still no, but you're still representing yourself.
Right.
I always think of everything as a job interview, right? And so from the minute you get on that to the airport to the minute you get home, you're at a job interview. And so when I packed, unless I was in my hotel room, there was nothing that wasn't me as a brand. And so I was wearing cute sundresses. I had my makeup as a base the whole time. So this, what I'm wearing right now, would have been my base. And then I would add maybe a fuller set of lashes, a little bit more lip, curl my hair more, put my crown on to go to the night event. Because it's quick changes, quick events. Sometimes rehearsal will go longer and you're like, oh, I'll just do my makeup later. Well, later might be 20 minutes and something might happen. You might have to steam your dress. You don't know. And so you don't want to leave anything to chance. So I would be always at least 80% ready. Always. Like makeup wise, because then at least I'm like, I'm good enough. Like makeup wise, my makeup was always done. Like this with a crown on a dress is good enough. Like really, if I threw a crown on, it's enough. I would prefer more eyeliner and more lashes, but for everybody else, it's probably enough, right? Because I'm a makeup artist, I'm a little bit more picky than most people, most probably, but that's a me thing. But you know what I mean? And then from morning to night, my makeup was on, my hair was done. And I would just have to be like, okay. And then I'd pre-plan. So I would have my outfit, a bag with the jewelry. Then if I was wearing nylons, if I was wearing shoes, like I have hardware in my foot swells. So I pre-planned my shoes. Like, I had everything planned. I knew how I was doing my hair. There was no surprises, no guessing, no winging it. I was there to compete and I competed. So if you're there to compete, even when I'm staff, I know what I'm wearing. I know what underwear I'm wearing. I know how my hair is going to be. I know what days I have to wear my crown. If I'm going to wear a crown, okay, my hair up or down. Morning, my hair is up. It's up all day. So that when I change my crown, and it's a busy day and I don't have time, I just have to like hairspray back my little flyaways and it's ready. You know what I mean? Because it's quick. It's busy. You're busy. You have a busy day. You have to be prepared for anything. So I pre-plan my days knowing that. Yeah.
Well, I love what you're saying because, you know, Alicia and I are both very protective of this title, you know, and we worked hard for it and worked with it. And, you know, as Curvey ladies, sometimes, you know, we don't always put our best foot forward. And I know that I hear from Alicia, you know, saying is like, you need to bring your A game. You know, it's not when the pageant starts, it's from the moment I'll tell you guys a quick story. The year I was competing and I had my airport outfit, it was, you know, everything. I was, you know, super cute, but they had just changed the venue like a month earlier. So I actually ended up coming in a little bit late, you know, because of COVID and all sort of stuff. Right. So I remember getting dropped off in the Uber and I'm taking off my jacket. It's cute, like one arm white with high-waisted blue pants and whatever. I walk around the corner to go into boot camp and Dr. Tracy's sitting like right there. I'd never met her face to face before. And she's like, Tasha. And I'm like, Dr. Tracy. Okay. And I walk into the room, but the point of me sharing that story is like, you have to always be ready and always be on point, you know? And so that was my first in-person impression of the president of this company. And I wasn't wearing sweats and Crocs and my hair thrown up in a bun because I just flied for 2.5 hours. I came off that plane saying, I'm representing Washington State and I'm about ready to take over this pageant. Okay. You know, and so you just never know what's going to happen. You never know who you're going to see in the airport. You don't know when opportunity is going to happen. So what I hear, you know, I think I can echo her and say that, and actually, Amara said something really cool. She said, I'm a brand, dress the way you want to be addressed. I like that a lot. That's a great way to put that, you know, and you don't need to wait until after you win to look like you're winning. You know, I walked in that room like, listen, I mean, this is what I want to be. I looked at Alicia and I said, I want what you have and I'm going to prove it from the moment I get here, right? From the time
they don't want to have to guess what the crown's going to look on you. They want to just be like, oh yeah, no, that's the winner, right?
Yeah, you absolutely. I mean, you can just feel it, you can see it. I tried to like sneak into the back of the room and Laura's like, Tasha. I'm like, okay, so much for sneaking in, you know. And there's a presence that's about you. And just like what Deepti was saying, I'm already a winner. Well then girl, you better look like it when you get off that plane from where you at.
And if you look good, you feel good. If you look good, you feel good. Like she said, if you look your best, you feel your best. And so if you are already prepared mentally and visually, you're going to feel that much more confident, right?
Absolutely. You really are. You know, I say walk in looking like USofA, walk in looking like Mrs. Curvey Globe, make my head turn twice and I'm hard to impress. So I'm just saying, you know, but anyway, Alicia, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for your words of wisdom. Thank you for being the trailblazer that you are, that you will always be remembered as. You know, you are beginning a legacy and I'm honored to have followed you and walking alongside you as well. So thank you.
I'm going to see you guys in a couple of weeks. I'm excited.
Yes. And don't go anywhere. I want to give the ladies in the green room a little bit of time with you as well. Kind of a little surprise for them to be able to kind of, you know, talk to you a little bit. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to close out with a very awesome commercial of Globe. And then we went over a little bit, but it was worth it. Okay. Curvey is amazing. So there we go. All right. I can get. Yay! All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining the Tasha Frazier Show. Next week, we will have some more queens from all around the world who are again vying for those prestigious titles in the Mrs. Globe organization. Gosh, the countdown is here. Like in 20 days, all this beauty is going to be overtaking Palm Springs. I arrive June 2nd. So, you know, that's the important day. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I'm very excited to be there with everybody. But you guys already know that my passion, my mission which culminated with being a part of this program, is that it is so important for you to choose yourself. And a lot of the women who are participating in this pageant are choosing them. You hear women keep saying that, for once, I'm focusing on me. For once, I'm doing something for me. And that is an opportunity that is provided through the Mrs. Globe system, as well as through the WIN Foundation. So I will end you with my last little phrase. I always like to say that it's never too late to choose you, change your path, and walk in your purpose. Thank you. We'll see you next Tuesday.